What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Ash Brown, and this is Ash Brown Uncensored. On this program, I talk a little bit about everything and maybe pop culture related, but it's probably Ash Brown related. So, you've got to stay tuned to see what I'm going to talk about. What I'm going to talk about today is there is no such thing as a coincidence. There's no such thing as luck. I firmly believe in faith and fate and everything else. I don't know. So I'm going to tell y'all a story. Interesting story. So this weekend, I went out to my annual Netherworld haunted house. I went out and hung out with the Netherspawn, and screamed a bit, went through the haunts. This is the 29th year that they have been in existence, which is insane. But shout out to all of the cast and crew, all the workers, everyone that has helped to put on an amazing show year after year. Next year is the 30th anniversary, and I can't even imagine how insane it's going to be. But yeah, it's going to be pretty insane. But this year was interesting, but not for the reason that you may think that I thought that it was interesting. So, me and my peoples, we took a rideshare to Netherworld, right? And just because I hate dealing with parking, it's ridiculous. So we're like, okay, let's just do rideshare. So we rideshare out there. We go, we do the haunts, we get snacks in the midway, we get our pictures, we do our photo ops, all of that stuff. And so I'm putting in the request for us to go back. Put in the request, and this guy, I get the prompt that the driver is hearing impaired. So I'm like, okay, let me make sure that I communicate fully so that he understands what's going on and he can pick us up. And so he actually comes and he drives past us because the parking attendants are directing him to continue to drive. They didn't want to stop. And I get it. It's a safety thing. It's a congestion thing. I get it. So we try another angle and go to another part of the parking area. Or really the entrance, another part of the entrance. And he misses us. And I'm like, oh gosh, this is getting awkward. So then the other parking attendant tells me to cross the street and catch the ride on that side. It's going to be easier. So I said, okay, I'm going to do that. So we cross the street. We get over there. And I'm messing him the whole time. And I am being as explicit about where we are just so he can get us, right? And then he passes our entrance to the other parking lot that's across the street from the actual venue. And at that point, I could just kind of feel him giving up. And before I knew it, he had canceled the ride, and they had assigned me somebody else. And so it was a woman, and she had a really awesome girl. I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I celebrate with my women, yes. We need to get all of the praise and all the honor. And so I direct her to where we're at. She gets us perfect, cool. And so as we're talking, come to find out, she used to actually be a monster in Netherworld. She was a Netherspawn, or she is a Netherspawn, I guess you could say. And so I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. You were Netherspawn. And I always have a haunted house story because I actually played in a haunted house once. And it was insane. It was so much fun. And so we kind of, started to bond over that. And then I told her about how I do a podcast and I'm a blogger. And so a lot of times when I'm going to these places, I'm getting content, I'm getting footage so that I can share online to all my audience. And she said, huh. I didn't think anything of it. She's like, are you on TikTok? And I'm like, oh, Lord. I'm thinking in my head, I really hate TikTok because I already left it once. I came back because I was kind of forced to by a brand. But that's another story for another day. And so I was like, yeah, I'm on there, but I'm about to leave because I don't see any action. She then asked if I did an interview with Ben, the co-founder of Netherworld, and did I post it on TikTok. And I had to actually stop and think, and so I had to actually go onto the page too. I was like, let me see. I have so much material and content. A lot of times I don't know what I have from what I don't have. And I looked on there, and sure enough, there was a post about Netherworld and that interview with Ben. And I was like, oh my goodness. She said, I knew it was you. I heard your voice and it sounded just like the lady that I was listening to talk. And it was like, wow, what a full circle moment. It's those times when you think that nobody's paying attention. Those times that you think that your voice is not being amplified in some aspect in life. Those times where you feel all by yourself. A moment like this really makes you. And I thanked her because in that moment she really just filled my heart. She really did. She really don't even know how much she blessed me just by sharing that with me. And I just say that to say, you never know who's watching. Always be a stand-up person. Always put out good energy. Always. Always. And yeah, so the Netherspawn took me home and dropped us off and went on her way. But I thought that was really neat. And I don't think that was by accident in the least. There's no way. There's no freaking way. All the people that I could have driven in Atlanta, all the people that I could have crossed paths with, this lady knew me. She heard my voice before she even seen my face. That's wild. It was insane. But we made it work. We made it work. But that's my story for the day. I love you guys. Thank you for your love and support. Keep in mind, anyone to tell you that you cannot do it. You keep pushing forward. That hating ass spirit, let them miserable people be wherever they are. You don't focus on their bad energy. You keep being great. You keep pushing forward. You keep being you. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to make a difference. So that's my little tidbit for the day. I hope that you guys have a peaceful, prosperous, and productive week ahead. Continue to check out ashsaidit.com, ashsaidit.com for updates. And, of course, you can follow me on the socials at OneLoveAsh, the number 1, LOVEASH. Of course, I'm Ash Said It everywhere. But definitely continue to check the movement. I got a lot of things on the horizon. And I'm so thankful that I was entrusted with these things. So, we'll see what happens, y'all. Deuces.